Hello, welcome to Now That's Love. My name is Janae LaFleur, a mind health coach, and I am here today to talk about the Dark Night of the Soul season series with Ashlyn and I, the different things that we've gone through. But really, truly, I have so many people that come and talk to me, and they don't even realize that they are part of being in a narcissistic relationship, whether it's their mother, their sister, a friend, or a relationship. And not until 2020 did I really truly understand it. It was the end. And so I'm here to kind of share some things because these women and some of the men have come to me and said, is there something that you can send or watch to help my daughter or whatever? So here I am. I've been part of narcissistic relationships for years. I didn't understand. And so once I became educated on it, it was in my dark night of the soul that I did. And I was absolutely desperate. And anybody that's been in a narcissistic relationship, or if you don't know that you are, the feelings are that you feel confused. Your conversations when you're trying to have a heart to heart, or solidify, like fix something or make something go forward, and maybe you say with your mother or different things, it seems to come flipping back on you. Or even if you have a boundary, or if you're just saying, um, I don't like it when you do this type thing because it really hurts my feelings. And then before you know it, well, you always hurt my feelings. You just are so ungrateful. And so if you're having situations like that, and not so much as a parent, but if it's in a relationships with a significant other that's intimate, what you will find is in the beginning, there's a lot of mirroring. They mirror you. So you feel like you have a lot in common. They investigate you in a way. They get to know you. They want to know as much as possible about you, and they mirror it. And with that, they also will find out like what speaks to you as far as love language usually. So love bombing for me, like knowing the 5 love languages, they'll know it. They might go on to stalk your social media. You really feel like they know you. You really feel like, this is what I see show up is there's just this electrical like chemistry, and you think, wow, this person just knows me. They get me. They make me feel so appreciative. So in the beginning, they just kind of put you up on a pedestal, and then there's the devaluation phase that comes in, and it's really messes with your head. It really messes with your head because you're like, where did this come from? Out of the blue, there'll be a fight that they'll want to pick, or I really want to talk about this. Or if there's something that's bothering you, then you didn't see it that way. There's terms, it's called gaslighting. And you saw something or you heard something. You could even record something and hear it back, and they would literally deny it. It must have come out that way, but I didn't mean it that way. It's unreal. It's so unreal. And I really think that if you're having this happen where you're trying to talk about, I'm not okay with you telling me what I want to wear. I feel really pretty in this, and you can't leave the house in that. That didn't happen to me, but I've heard that from others. And so there's a controlling and a manipulation that starts to take place. And if you are excelling in an area, maybe it's your work or maybe your art, you start to see them pick at it. Or maybe like you have a big presentation. This happened to me a couple of times the next day, and they will start a massive out of nowhere of anything, just doesn't even matter what it's about. Literally, I can't express this enough. That you're in a fight, and you're sitting there going, I'm about to go to sleep, and now I'm up all night. And then the next day, the presentation, you just feel like a zombie. This is a tactic that I've learned later on that they use, and it happened all the time. So there needs to be a superiority and they do things all well, and they're always the victim. So just understand it's really going to mess with your head to stay, and your body's going to start to keep score. So you wonder why you start to have headaches, or your stomach really hurts. You're starting to have rashes. You start to get anxiety. Different things are going to start showing up because your body's trying to give you a message that it's not okay. And your brain starts to be wired very quickly that as soon as they know you're at that point of maybe leaving them, they're going to do the love bombing again. So they'll do something really kind, and we're going to go for, and it'll be maybe 3 or 4 days, and you start to go down of like, yeah, things are good. We're good. I do love him, or she's great. But then it's going to happen again. So before you know it, your subconscious is going to be wired to be trauma bonded to this person. And it's very real. I can't stress this enough. And then you wonder why it's so hard to leave. And one of the ways I learned, and I thought of this because there's several therapists, there's wonderful people. Don't feel ashamed that you're part of this relationship. Don't feel guilty or shameful, because really, truly, you didn't know better till you know better, right? So it's like being this frog that's on this beautiful lily pad, and you jump into the beautiful water, and with the narcissist, the water gets slowly warmer and warmer until you're cooked. And that's when your body just starts breaking down. When I found out that they're not capable of change, and I can link some therapists that are wonderful down below. I will. That was freeing for me because I kept on trying. There's the part of my personality and also my career, a holistic health and nutrition coach and brain coach that I was licensed in, that I felt like I could fix or really truly help that person. I really could see the light. Oh, it's amazing, but you don't go into the future, and it's not our job to change anybody either. Something that I think we see in movies, didn't understand that. So I do now. With that, then there's the discard phase. And so many people absolutely are devastated if the narcissist discards them, leaves them, abandons them, and then their games really begin. They'll come back. They have 2 or 3 other people they're playing the same game with. Is usually this situation. It has been in mine. Some people, like for me personally, I left before the discard happened. But then that brings in the smear campaign. And that's where I want to say to everyone on here, yes, it's the dark night of the soul. You just didn't even know that person existed because you never saw the darkest of the dark, and that's when that person really does show up. It's okay for you to 100% feel extreme pain and loss. It's okay for you to feel the fears and the guilt and the shame. All these emotions, don't spiritual bypass them and try to stay in this happy place. That's what you're striving for. That's what you are striving for. But in those moments, have at least 1 or 2 people. That's what I coach on. There's great people out there that will help you pull out of this darkness. And you yourself, your spirit within you is so mighty and powerful that you're never, ever alone, ever. This is your gift of being able to really truly learn self-worth and self-love and self-acknowledgement, where the other person could never speak to you that way again. Nobody could. You wouldn't allow it. So this is where you step into your self-healing and self-love too. And that's what Ashley and I are going to be breaking out into through my walk. Oh my goodness, through my walk. The gifts that I was given in visions, visuals to heal my mind, to share with my clients are amazing. And then I learned about breath work and being still and this relationship with self and relationship in all areas of my life. Here I was, this holistic health and nutrition coach. And when you're that, you don't want to show up in the world as anything but being on top of the world. And I was absolutely decimated. And at the beginning, I tried to rush things, and it was not going well with my spirit. I was showing up authentically. I took care of my clients. I felt like I was maybe 1 or 2 steps ahead of some of them that were just getting out of the narcissistic marriages, maybe even 30 years. It was wonderful for me to be able to feel like I could be their anchor, their rock, as I was walking it myself just a little bit ahead, like, oh, this is exactly what we need to do next. I was just shown from my spirit and the divine what I needed to do and what was going to work. With that, now I have so many that we can all see like the outcome. It's beautiful to see clients that are in very loving relationships, and ones that are completely single and loving life and okay and just flourishing. So at the end of the game, when you leave, we talked about the no contact, a mediator if you have children. You go through the self-healing, self-work of just like becoming educated, so you just don't go into this again. And then the third one is you thrive. You don't stay in the zone of completely always self-helping, because you can get dopamine hits of just, oh, I read another self-help book. No, it's action steps of really truly loving yourself. And that's what we'll show you on here. I'll show you my mind freedom techniques, things I was shown that I was going to be part of, because in the gift of it all, I was shown that I was meant to go through all these things so that I would show up and have empathy for others. So from my heart to yours, and moving forward on these videos, I just want to say that you're going to be okay. And it's okay also to not be okay in moments. Have so much love and compassion for yourself. Be aware of your thoughts. And we're going to break off into this with expansion for you and for all of us as a community. You're safe here, okay? There's going to be peace here, and there's going to be wisdom. So you feel like a mighty giant that your spirit already is. And from my heart to yours, this is just the beginning. Much love to all. Bye.